We've been living in the van full time for 6 months now, and it's allowed me to ditch the suit and tie and pursue something I'm truly passionate about. There have been lots of highs, and it's opened me up to experiences that wouldn't have been possible without the van. But there's also been some big lows and twists and turns along the way that weren't meant to be in the script. So here's what I've learned after 6 months living in a van. Right, Freddie, there's going to be some serious recordings going on here. Are you going to be a good boy and not whine at things in the trees? Are you going to be terrible? You're a good boy. So we've been in the van 6 months now, and we've had quite a lot of experiences in that time. It's been a real roller coaster at times with some highs and some real lows, but we're finally here. What we wanted to be doing, travel in Europe, and it all feels worth it now. All that stress that we've had in the past is kind of evaporated. And I just wanted to share my experience of living in the van and highlight some things that I think are important for people that are maybe considering living in a van. Some of them obvious, some of them maybe not so obvious. Now, number one, which I think is the most important, is you've got to take the rough with the smooth. Now, what I mean by that is it's easy to get sucked into this idea of van life where you go on Instagram, you look at the pictures, you go on YouTube, watch the videos, that you think it is just the most perfect life. You're by the beach constantly, no stress, the ultimate freedom. Now, it can be excellent, it can be great, and it can be like that when things are going well, you've got the freedom, you're at the beach, it is absolutely amazing. However, the truth is, it isn't always like that. Van life, just like life, there are so many ups and downs, and what I find is when there's downs in van life, the real downs, they're like terrible, it's rubbish. It never seems to be a happy medium where, yeah, it's nice, things are going smoothly. It's either excellent or it's terrible. I know, Freddie, it's terrible, isn't it? Now, we've had quite a few problems since we've been in the van 6 months. Now, first of all, we've had the waste tank escapade, which, man, at the time that seemed so stressful, but now that just seems like, pfft. So the waste tank, basically, it wasn't mounted properly and it was a little bit low, and every time we would go over a bump or there'll be a steep incline or decline, it would pop out, but we would find ourselves in the most rubbish situation in a country lane at 9 o'clock at night. It would come out, then we'd have to get underneath, fix it, get soaked with all the wastewater, so the grey water from washing my hands, etc. Get absolutely soaked, be grumpy, be raging, and it just wasn't nice. At that time, that seemed like the biggest problem, but now it doesn't seem like that big a deal. But at the time, it was awful. We got better springs put in the van, so it raised it. We got the tank fitted correctly, and it's been great. We've had no issues since. Then in winter there, we were in Wales, it was probably about minus temperatures, snowing, and the heating cut off. Now, long story short, what happened, we had an issue with the batteries, and the battery charger, so that you plug into the side, wasn't working. We had a couple of nights cold, which wasn't very pleasant, but we got that fixed and it was okay. Now, after that, we thought surely we can't have any more bad luck. We've got plain sailing from here now and things are going to be great. The big one happened. The worst, the absolute lowest of the low, the most stressful thing. The engine decided to blow up. Everything that we worked for to do was in jeopardy. We might not be able to do that anymore. Now, that was an absolute horrible time. So we got that fixed and things have been pretty good, with the exception of a switch in the tap decided to break, which I think is a design fault with the tap, to be honest. So we got that replaced, which wasn't a major issue. Now, I mean, that's 6 months, which isn't a long time in the grand scheme of things, and these issues happened. So I think you get the point. It isn't always easy, it isn't always smooth, and me personally, I find it more stressful when things go wrong in the van than when I did, say, in our flat. Because with the van, the whole reason that you move into a van, you want a van in the first place, is for freedom, to go where you want to go and do what you want to do and have no stress. But when things like that happen, it's so stressful, and I find it more stressful because your plans are so restricted. It's not just your car, it's not just your vehicle, it's your home, and you can't go anywhere and you feel stuck, and it's just rubbish. Now, number two is countries. Now countries matter so much, and I know it sounds obvious, but where you are totally impacts your overall experience and enjoyment. And to make a comparison, in England, there's so many beautiful places. You can go to all these interesting locations and it's stunning. You spend all day planning, you think, yes, I'm going to go there, it's going to be great. Then you pull up and the dreaded sign is there, no overnight parking. It is absolutely everywhere. It is so camper van unfriendly, and you end up spending more time just researching a place where you can actually pull up and park and stay than doing what you actually wanted to do in the first place, whether going to visit somewhere or going a walk. And it just becomes a pain in the backside, and you just have so much unnecessary added stress. Now take France for example. Now it's a completely different experience and so camper van friendly, and pretty much in all towns there's these little camper stops that are free where you can pull up, empty all your waste tanks, fill up your fresh water. I'm going to make a video later on about the benefits of travelling in France. There's also free parking pretty much everywhere except the major cities. There's also free overnight parking pretty much everywhere, which are called airs. Now some are better than others. For instance, we've stayed at one that's just a stone's throw from the beach. Another one, it's just beside a football field. It's hit or miss. It's not always absolutely stunning locations. However, it's so widespread and there's so many you can go to. If you don't like it, you can just move on to the next stop. And hey, it's free, so who cares if you just stay there for the night? Let's take a quick break and have a super quick van, likes, dislikes, things I would change. Let's go. Love the size of the van and how spacious it is, and the heating system, which absolutely saved us in winter. Love that we decided to put in a ridiculously big kitchen for the van, including an oven and a grill. Big fridge so we can stock up and don't have to keep going to the shops. This makes cooking so much more fun and enjoyable having space, and it gives you more flexibility. Can make a really nice meal if we want to, but equally if we can't be bothered we can just slap an oven pizza in there. Great to have a bathroom with toilet and shower. Small price to pay emptying it. Only thing I would change is the seating bed area. Because we are so tall, we went a little bit too big and it's a bit high. Would have made it a little bit smaller, but no big deal. Now, let's resume boring van talking stuff. Now, number 3 is time of year. The experience that you have in a van in winter is completely different to the one you have in spring or summer. Winter can be really tough in the van. Days are short, it gets dark so quickly, it gets so cold. You're spending a lot of time just indoors in a space which is small, and you don't want to go out because it's so cold. It's very restricting and limits what you can do. And gone are thoughts of the beach and being outdoors and doing all the things that you got the van for in the first place. We're getting to spring now and it is completely different. Here in France the temperatures are nice, it's about 18 degrees and it makes such a difference. It's so nice just to be able to go outside in nice temperatures, have the door of the van open all day, and it just feels so much nicer. We went a barefoot walk on the beach today. We're just having nice relaxing days where you can go walks on the beach, you can do whatever without feeling cold. It is a lot more pleasant. This little man here is also loving it. Long walks on the beach, nice smells in the air, sunbathing during the day. So that's why we've been counting the days until we get over to Europe, because ultimately the goal is to be outside as much as possible and visiting a lot of interesting different places. Number 4 is utilities. There's some things in the van which after 6 months we've realised are super important. First thing is the heating. We decided to get a slightly better heating system, the Webasto one. Now that's a diesel heater, it runs off the fuel in your fuel tank, that you don't have to keep changing gas bottles. It's mounted underneath and it's controlled by a control panel inside the van. We're so happy that we decided to go with that one, and it got us through winter, to be honest. There's no way that you could live in a van in the UK in winter without heat. Now, it was an absolute lifesaver during winter, and it was great to be able just to come in, turn it on, get heat, not have to worry about constantly changing gas bottles regularly. As long as you've got fuel in the tank, you've got heat. Secondly is the bathroom. I guess it depends on what you're using the van for, whether you want a bathroom or not, but we live in it full time, so it's something that we need, and we're so happy, and we're really happy that we decided to put one in. During winter, it was amazing not having to get out of the van, go to the bathroom. And when building the van, it was important for us that we wanted to be independent. We didn't want to have to rely on campsites, and we wanted to be off-grid in the van. Because we're self-sufficient in the van, we don't have to pay for campsites, which saves a lot of money, which means more money for travelling, which means a happy Brett and a happy little doggy. And solar panels. Now, it's only since we've been in France that we've felt the full effect of the solar panels, as it's a country that actually gets sun, unlike the UK. However, I'm actually really surprised at how much of a difference they make. It's incredible. You could be completely off-grid, you can power your appliances, your inverter, whatever it is, without worrying at all. Since we've been in France and the output that the solar panels generate, we have not had any need for a hookup. I think that pretty much covers it for now. I think I will make some more van content stuff in the future. If there's anything you guys want to know, then leave some comments below and it's something I can maybe make a video on. So until next time, we will see you later.